Okay guys, this one's going to be quick and dirty because it was Christmas and there was a lot going on. Anyway, I got a 12-13 pound bird here that we are going to spatchcock and roast. So what we're going to do is remove the backbone from the bird so we can spatchcock it. So you're going to use some kitchen shears and cut on either side of that the backbone there. I'm going to cut that up and use it for stock in the future. So the next step is basically removing the wishbone. So you're going to use a sharp boning knife or your kitchen shears, and you're going to kind of remove the meat around the wishbone, and then just get your fingers in there and pluck it right out there. Doesn't have to come out in one piece, doesn't really matter, just get it out. It's going to make it easier to cut the breast meat and easier to spatchcock properly. All right, flip the bird around, get the thighs and wings and the legs kind of poking out. Put your palms on the breast and just like that. So firm pressure straight down, and just flatten everything out. Make sure it's cracked all the way through so that the bird lays completely flat. Fix the skin, and then now it's time to season. The chicken had already been cleaned long before. This is a proprietary seasoned salt that I have. Basically kosher salt, MSG, some complete seasoning, that kind of thing. And you're going to salt both sides. You're going to do it those little crevices underneath places that are hiding, like there, for the drumsticks, for the wings, all of that. Just get it salted everywhere. So you're going to put that in a Ziploc bag, throw that in the fridge overnight. And in the meantime, we can make the confit oil. So you get some olive oil, some thyme, some oregano, some garlic, bay leaf, allspice, black peppercorns. Get that on a low fire until it looks a little bit like this. You can go a little bit longer to get more of a caramelized color on it, but this is good enough for our purposes. So strain that bad boy, and this is the oil that you're left with. Very seasoned. You can smell it from the oil. Okay, now we're going to remove some of the pieces of garlic so we can get that mixed into our compound butter. So we mash up the pieces of garlic as best as possible, and then we add some of the green seasoning, and you know where the link for that is going to be. So mix up the green seasoning with the garlic, and then we're going to add some softened butter to this. This didn't get soft enough to do this, so you can melt it a little bit more, but generally at the end you're going to see something that looks like this. Now if you're not ready for it, you can put it in the refrigerator. Just know that the more solid it is the harder it's going to be to use in this step. So get your bird out, and next step is we're going to lift the skin away from the meat. We need a pocket for the butter to go into. I promise this is no perversion of any kind. I am just making space for the butter. So get a generous clump and stick it underneath the skin. And what you can do, you push it as far as possible, and then you can use your other hand and kind of press down and flatten out where the butter is to kind of press it out across the entire breast. And you do that on both sides. You can do it from the top. If the space is there, you can do it on the thighs, on the legs, around the wings. If there's enough space for you to create a pocket between the skin and the meat, you can get butter in there. Once that's done, what we're going to do is we're going to pat it dry, because any kind of moisture is going to affect how the oil works when we are roasting the chicken. So here, that same oil that we just made, we're going to drizzle it on. Do not put your brush or spoon or whatever you're using back into the oil if you have touched the chicken, okay, because that oil can be used for any number of other things after the fact. But once you're finished drizzling, then use your brush or spoon or whatever you're using, and you glaze everything over, all the oil, just make sure everything is coated. My oven for 392 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 Celsius. If you can do that, then do it. If not, just hit that 400 Fahrenheit. And after about 30 minutes, you can open it and check it, but make sure you let it breathe before you get in there so you don't get blasted like I just did. Bring the chicken over, and it's time to drizzle and baste once again. After another 15 minutes, check it, see what the temperature is looking like. At this point in the process, you're not going to be fully cooked, but check it just to see where it's at so you kind of know and can gauge how much longer you're going to do that. Here is only at about 140, and we're looking for 155. So I sprinkle a little all-purpose seasoning, my own blend. You can do whatever you want. And then I also did another coating of the oil, and I put it back in the oven, tinted with foil to stop it from burning. And that's what she looks like. Checking the temperature, we got right about 155 there. We're going to let this rest for another 25 minutes with the foil still on top of it before you cut into it so that the juices don't run out. And then that's basically it. You just carve it up and serve. And just check out this. This is breast meat. Look at how moist that is. No excuse for dry breasts, y'all. God, I love breasts.